Hey guys, this is Ada, and I am doing a video on tea tree oil, and this is probably going to be more for females, um, because we're going to be discussing some really sensitive issues that most likely affect females, and this is going to be the tea tree oil. That's going to be my primary um, product that I'm discussing, but I'm also going to be discussing, coconut oil in conjunction. Now, if you're female and you're an adult female, at some point you probably have encountered or had to deal with a yeast infection, which is very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable. But what I found as I guess grow closer to menopause, I feel it seems that I am more prone to yeast infections, because when I was younger, I really didn't get a whole lot, and I really didn't understand the misery. I would hear people talk about them, and I'm like, yeah, I may get a mild one every now and then, but I tell you, over the past few months, I have had some pretty rough ones. And I know I had a UTI, urinary tract infection, a few months back, and I had to get on antibiotics. And of course, antibiotics kill the good stuff as well as the bad stuff. But you don't think about that when you're going through some type of health issue. You just want it cleared up. Urinary tract infection can be painful. It can make you feel really, really bad. So, normally I would go through to my natural remedies and try to work it from there. But, if you work, you have to go ahead and try and take care of the problem so that you have a doctor's excuse. You just can't lay around and try and hope that the natural remedies, will go ahead and take care of, which I know if you start earlier enough, they will. But you have to have that doctor's excuse. So, you got to go and get that doctor's excuse for them 3 days, because, naturopaths, I don't even know if they accept, excuses. I don't know how that works. But anyway, I'm going to leave that one alone. I said all that to say this. After take a regimen of antibiotics, I noticed that I ended up getting a really bad one. And of course, I didn't want to go get the antifungal and other stuff, still, stuff to try to fix it. So, of course, I started thinking what I could do at home naturally to go ahead and take care of the problem, because, it was rough. Never experienced anything like that. That was my first time having a really, really bad one. But long story short, by me doing the research that I've always done about natural products, I thought about the coconut oil and, of course, the tea tree oil, which I've used through the years. So what I did is I began, first of all, to take garlic, because garlic is a natural antibiotic. And then second of all, I added the tea tree oil to coconut oil, and I put it on the tampon, and I would just insert it in that area. And lo and behold, a week is cleared up. A week at the most. You doing it daily. So, I just kind of kept taking the garlic, to make sure it was gone. So that's how I treat my yeast infections. And I say infections because after that one, I end up few months later, getting another one. So, and a lot of times, due to the pH balance getting off in our bodies, a lot of times that can cause a series, of yeast infection. And then depending on what your diet is. And I know with me, just to be honest, most of the time I eat fairly healthy. But I work with young people, and I work as a therapist, and yeah, I keep candy in my office, and I keep a little pumpkin. And sometimes, I'll get in that candy and have a little bit. Yeah, well, I have more than a little bit, to be honest with you. So I somehow kind of think that may have contributed to my issue. So, but long story short, the tea tree oil, the coconut oil, and taking the garlic internally cleared it up. And the other thing I did, I would take me a spoon or two of coconut oil, and I know all the um, information out there about saturated fats and all this stuff, but coconut oil, I've been taking it for years. Um, don't have a blood pressure problem, don't have high cholesterol, any of that. So, it's high in monosaturated, I think it's monosaturated fats, and they're okay for you. But, I'll take a teaspoon or two. They're healthy for your brain, help with memory, people prone to Alzheimer's, it's very helpful. But, do your own research. Plus, I use coconut oil on my skin. So women, if you're having an issue with yeast, and I think maybe even bacteria vaginosis, you can try the tea tree oil, the coconut oil, and a tampon. Saturate the tampon in the coconut oil first, and only put a drop or two of the tea tree, because tea tree oil is very strong, and there will be some discomfort initially, but the coconut oil will, hit a makeup for anything, any burning or whatever you may experience. And like I said, just a drop or two, that's all it takes. And what you may want to do with the coconut oil is rub it on the outer layers of the vaginal area, to make sure when, the yeast exit the vaginal area, that coconut oil will kill it, because it kills fungus, it kills bacteria and all of that. And that's why it's a good idea sometimes to take coconut oil internally. Me, I may take a teaspoon or two. I don't take it every day because I don't think about it every day, and I take other supplements, But it's a good idea, to take it, because it does kill fungus, it does kill bacteria, and yeast infection is candida, then bacteria infections sometimes that you get, it would just be helpful, to stay on guard. And then, we have the bacteria in our stomach, and sometimes the bad outgrow the good. So that's when it's another, it's a good idea to go ahead and take the coconut oil. And the other thing, that will help with the yeast infection is making sure you get some type of probiotic, either through yogurt or through just go and get a pill, and making sure that you take a good probiotic, during this time, so that you're replacing your good bacteria. But what I would do first, I wait till I clear everything up, then I start my probiotic. And, unless you just want to eat yogurt, so, it's a good idea to do that. And some of you guys may be vegan, but, you can get the coconut yogurt. You can get plant-based kefir and all of that, and which has your good bacteria. You can do fermented products like sauerkraut, that's a fermented product. Pickles are fermented. I eat a lot of pickles. I like the kosher kind. They salty, but I don't have an issue with, blood pressure. I think mine sometimes too low. That's when I can do the pickles. Numerous pickles I do. But anyway, that's another story. But pickles do have, you're good. It's a fermented product, so it does help the gut. It does help the gut. So, guys, ladies, if you're experiencing, yeast, go ahead and get it treated. If you are married and you have a husband, and you're having sex with him, of course, if you notice, the burning issue, go ahead and let him start using the tea tree and the coconut oil mixed together, to saturate himself and make sure it's killing the bacteria, and take the garlic. So both of you treating, you either do that, or you go to the doctor and get that little pill you take for 7 days to treat that yeast, or buy over the counter. But I always think if it's a yeast infection, even if it's just a yeast infection, both people need to be treated, because that yeast can go back and forth, So you don't want to go back and forth with it. And the other thing is, women, I don't know, I may be poking my nose into stuff I don't have any business poking. Just be careful with yourselves. I happen to be married, and I'm not just going to advocate that they protect you from all sexually transmitted disease, because you never know what another person's doing. But because, I feel like we're obligated to help each other as human beings and to love one another, I would just, we want to touch on this while we're talking about the vaginal area. You know, just be careful with your partners and um, protect yourself emotionally, physically, and spiritually, because you become one with whoever you know you're having sex with. So, well, you know, think about that physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So, you know, be kind, be loving to yourself, really love yourself, and take care of your body, you know, because it's your temple. It's your temple. And, you know, and part of loving ourselves is just taking care of ourselves and taking care of our health and being mindful of what we let into our space and setting up good boundaries. So, you know, that's all I have to say. Not dipping my nose in your business, but, you know, sex is more than just physical. And I know we as adults know that, but sometimes we just need to be reminded. Because sometimes when, you know, you're connected maybe with the wrong energy, you may bring, um, you may be wondering why there seem to be excessive confusion in your life. But we have to watch what we connect ourselves to. We have to watch even the environments that we allow ourselves in. So, you know, that's all I'm going to say. You know, I didn't mean to go that far because my goal was truly to talk about the tea tree oil, the coconut oil, and, you know, treat the vaginal yeast infection. So, until now, this is Ada. Hope y'all are having a great night. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. Blessings to you. Blessings to your loved ones. And if you like this video, I mean, it's been helpful to you, like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for listening. I'll be posting more videos on tea tree oil or other natural remedies because I am a girl that believes in natural remedies. So, good night.